Hello everyone and welcome to TPCFL Game Time. Week 16 Buccaneers versus Seahawks. My name's Meter and I want to welcome you all to some great Thursday night football action. Both of these teams are so good at what they do. Shane's Gaming, of course, the reigning TPCFL champion and the controller of the Seattle Seahawks. And Mr. Glass, the head coach and owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, having an outstanding season himself. And let me tell you something, I am excited for this match here today. Thank you all for tuning in. Tampa Bay starting with the ball. Seattle kicking off to Tampa Bay, bringing it back out. A good run attempt and then a failed run attempt puts them in a current 3rd and 7 situation. The snap dropping back to the 15, thrown over the middle, wide open, and he's hit while trying to receive, and he drops the ball, just not quite able to hold on to that one, and who can blame him with a hit like that? My goodness. That'll bring up anger. Punt this one away. This one bouncing at the 10-yard line, falling out of bounds at the 8. A very nice punt. Pins Seattle back, but most importantly, Seattle able to pull off a beautiful 3-and-out. Very well done. Langell with a host. Thank you so much. Wilson now is going to take over. He'll take the snap at the 3. Handoff getting out to the right side. No gain on that play. But able to get out of the backfield, luckily, and not take a loss. Very, very strong offensive line. Carson in the backfield, lock it off to the right. Everyone else on the line. The snap from Wilson dropping back into the end zone. Throwing out over the left side. Wide open. This one's caught and taken down to the 27-yard line. An outstanding play there. Picks up some big yards. And Austin Proel coming up huge his sophomore year here. And CenturyLink Field is loving it. One out wide on either side. I formation. Offensive line strong into the right side. Lateral out to the right. Trying to get past, but a hard hit. And injured is Lockett on the play. A loss of 1. Tyler Lockett, their wide receiver, injured. We will get you an update on that as soon as we have it. In the meantime, Wilson from the shotgun with Carson off to his left. Takes the snap. Taken off out of the pocket. Textbook. Throwing out over the middle. This one's caught. One guy to get past. He's finally knocked down, but a huge gain there in 2 throws. They moved the ball 46 yards, 26 of them on that play there. And McMahon coming up big for Seattle. One takes off to the right side, one in the backfield from directly behind the center. Wilson sets up, offensive line very strong otherwise. Handoff getting out to the left and just doesn't seem to be much getting up in his step here today. Carson with 3 rushes and a loss of 1 total. The word on the injury is it's a shoulder tear. We will not see him back here tonight. And he will be missed by the Seattle team. We'll see how that affects their play style. 2 to the left now, 1 to the right. Wilson in the pistol, takes the snap. Look, rolling way out to the right side, taking off, throwing it, and hit while throwing. The ball pops loose. That's an incompletion. Maybe lucky for Seattle on that one. And that'll force a 3rd and 10 from the opponent's 48-yard line. Everybody right up around that offensive line except Carson in the backfield. Wilson from behind the center takes the snap, throwing out over to the left side as he's rushed. This one's caught. He takes it to the left hashes and is taken down 1 yard shy. 9-yard gain. 1 yard shy of the first. 4th and 1 now. They're going to be forced to punt this one away from the 39. And they'll definitely be going for the coffin corner here. See if they can't pin them back. And a very nice punt, and this one's clocked at the 5. Tampa punted away first, pinned him at the 8. Seattle punts it away, pins him at the 5. We'll see how Tampa Bay reacts to that. Seattle had a great drive. They drove all the way to the opponent's side of the field and just weren't able to make anything of it. So instead, they punted it away, and now Tampa trying to rush right up the middle. Not a lot of room. Hitting the center for a loss, for a gain of just 1. 2nd and 9 now. The snap, thrown out over the middle. This one's caught. Getting past the first defender and getting taken down. A 14-yard gain there. Brings him all the way to the 20. A very nice gain. Mr. Glass, since joining this league, has never had a season below 500. 59% was his worst season. Shane has been in the season for 6 consecutive seasons since inception. Has always been with Seattle. His first year went undefeated. Last year took 1 loss and 1 tie. His worst season ever, still at 56%. This guy knows what he's doing. Handoff fake now, thrown out over to the left side into double coverage, and it's caught over the head of the defender. What a great play. Crafty Dinner's in chat, as well as Slippy with a host. Thank you, guys. And Crafty makes an extremely good point. Mr. Glass was was 2 seasons ago the TPCFL champion, and last season Shane was. This is champ v champ. They had back-to-back years of being champion. This right here, this is a big game. A loss of 1 on that attempt sets up a 2nd and 11. And that's how we will start the second quarter. You're watching TPC Football. Head on over to tpcfootball.com to see all the stats and figures you love and crave. And if you're anything like Langell, and I know I am, you're going to love everything TPC Football has to offer. Start out the second here. There's a hit on the catch, and it's a fumble. A huge fumble there. And Seattle comes up with a ball. This is a game changer. We have a pause here by Tampa Bay. And Seattle's going to take over at the 44-yard line. This is a huge opportunity. This is a champ v champ game, and any mistake or force of a fumble, interception, anything could be a game changer, and that's what we're going to see right here, right now. 1 out wide on either side. Carson in the backfield. A shift now. Benjamin comes all the way from the right to the left. One man switches sides altogether. Dropping back, Wilson's almost hit, and he's able to throw the ball into the ground. Looked like he was attempting to go for a throw there, and the ball came loose. Not necessarily a bad thing at all, to be honest with you. An incompletion sets up Seattle on a 2nd and 10 from the 44. They were forced to punt from just about this position the last time they had the ball. Now they get the chance to make something of it. Wilson taking off to the 40, throwing while running, and this one swatted out of the air. What a great play that was. The defense on this Tampa team is unreal. David jumping up and swatting the ball directly out of the hands of the Seattle receiver. Wilson now, he likes to be on the run. He's been a little late getting out of the pocket, and it's been hurting him here. Thrown over the middle, and this one swatted out of the air again. David is on fire. Back-to-back SWAT plays out of the air. Well done, my friend. That's going to force another punt. Langell in chat saying it looks like Glass has figured out the offense of Seattle, and you know what? I think that might be true of both teams. This is an extremely defensive game right now, and I can tell you one thing for certainty. I love a defensive game. This punt taken out at the 4-yard line, back even a little bit further, thrown over the middle here, and a pick up a 5. Moving the ball down to the 9-yard line. They'll give them 6, but move the ball forward 5 yards. 2nd and 4 now. And what a big opportunity here for both of these teams to show what they've got and to really put the pressure on, heading rapidly towards this playoff season. The playoffs are on the way. This is week 16. Next week is week 17 out of 17. And a 10-yard run right up the middle. Moves the ball to the 20. Resets the down counter and puts a little wind in Tampa's sails. 2 out to the left, I formation, the snap, dropping back to the 10, looking, throwing over the middle. This one's caught. Taken down at the 30, another 10 yards forward. Winston 5 for 6, 53 yards, averaging just over 10 yards per throw. Now that is an effective quarterback rating. I formation again, man in motion from the right side of the line all the way over to the left, way out to the left side, way off the line, the snap, handoff, rushing, trying to get up the middle, and bouncing off his own guy and being taken down. A pickup of 1. It looked like a designed counter play that he chose to not use as a counter. Instead, rushing up the right side of the middle, there was a gap, but he wasn't able to fill it. So instead, Tampa will pick up the single yard and line up in the same formation, except now instead of Howard being off on the right, just on the offensive line. This one thrown over to the left side. This one's picked off, and he's turning around and immediately taking off, getting to the sidelines. There's so many in tow, but they can't catch him. Touchdown, Seattle! And after almost 2 full quarters, the defense is the first one to put it on the board. When I'm telling you this is a defensive game, this isn't what I imagined. The defense not only putting on the stop, but putting up the points, and 7 of them just crossed the board now for Seattle. What a team! Tampa Bay definitely going to have to recover from that one. 2 turnovers, first a fumble, then a pick 6. And Seattle not giving them a chance to bring this one out. This one's kicked well through the end zone. And we'll see this drive begin, as so many have before, from the 25-yard line. From the shotgun, 1 flanking on either side. The snap, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. at the 15, stepping forward, and he's hit. How he shook that tackle, I will never know. Reed was being blocked. Winston stepped forward into him. He immediately shook the tackle, found his mark, and pulled him down. That's a loss of 7. That is a big failure there for Tampa. They're going to have to recover from this one very quick. Now dropping back. It's a screen play out to the left side. Some beautiful spin moves. Man, he changed direction 2-3 times in that play and picked up 6. It's not quite enough, but it's a good chunk to get him back to a 3rd and 11. 3rd and long still, but a more manageable long than a 3rd and 17 would be. Heading rapidly towards the 2-minute warning. All the timeouts on the board for everybody. 2 off to the right, 1 to the left. A man flanking either side of Winston in the shotgun. He takes the snap, stand at the 15, throwing out to the right side, wide open. This one's caught. He's not able to get out of bounds, but Goodwin picks up a first on the reception. He moves the ball all the way down to the 40-yard line. 2:20 and counting left to play here in the second. 1st and 10 for Tampa on the 40. And Tampa wants to score here before the end of the half. They got at least another play here, maybe 2, depending on the outcome here. Lateral out to the left. Trying to get past everybody, getting to the sideline and stepping out of bounds at 2:06 on the clock. The 45-yard line, that's a pickup of 5. And the Buccaneers moving the ball so far this drive a little more effectively than they have in the past. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Kind of confused as to how that's possible. Pretty sure he was never tackled and he stepped out of bounds, so how did the clock keep moving? Two to the left, I formation, the snap. Throwing short to the left side. And another short pickup. This one not enough for a first. They needed 5. They've got 3. 3rd and 2 now from the 48-yard line. The clock's still moving. Less than 1:45 left to play here. I formation. Offensive line strong to the left side and 2 out to the right. Snap dropping back to the 40. Stepping forward. Thrown over to the right. And this one's picked off again. Almost in the same exact position. He fights through 2 tackles. Oh my God, how did he do that? Taking the ball down to the 31-yard line. There were 2-3 guys there. Plus, not only did he shake him off, but he had a beautiful spin move. Get the interception, shake the tackles, do a little dance in the middle of the field, and pick up some big yards. This defense is unreal tonight. We've talked a lot about the quarterback. We've talked a lot about these receivers and the run game from Seattle. But this defense here today is showing that they are the true stars. And as I say that, a beautiful run, shaking off a tackle, just shrugging him off, pushing his hand out and just pushing him to the ground like nothing, and picking up 17 yards, letting the clock keep moving. Beautiful, beautiful veteran play by Seattle. Amazing, amazing work. Shane's Gaming showing why he is the reigning Super Bowl TPCFL championship winner. Oh, a beautiful spin move out to the left side now. Moving the ball all the way down to the 3. A 10-yard gain sets up a 1st and goal. Deep in the red zone. Deep in the red hot zone. The 3-yard line. Baldwin way off to the right. I formation. Offensive line evenly stacked. The snap. Rolling out to the right is Wilson. Looking like he's going to take off. This one's intercepted inside the end zone. He's got a long way to go. Turns it around and moves it to the 7. And that was a huge stop with less than 30 seconds left in the half. Not only does it give them possession and a chance to make a desperation drive down the field, one final drive to end the half, but it takes those points right out of Seattle's claws. The snap, standing in the end zone, waiting patiently, bombing it downfield. One guy to get through, and this one is contested, and they both can't hold on. He launched that puppy. Second and 10 now, 19 seconds left on the clock in this half from the 7-yard line. Tampa has all their timeouts, but I'm wondering if they're going to need them here. A lot of time ticked off the clock there on that bomb downfield, and now we'll get a handoff running right up the middle. Moving the ball nicely down to the 15. An 8-yard gain, 3rd and 2. No timeout from Tampa. And it looks like they're just going to maybe call one more play. Nope, they're not going to get to the line. And that ends the half. At the end of the half, folks, 7-0 Seattle, and they're about to get the ball back. It's been 12 full minutes in this TPC football game, and the offense of both teams have yet to put up a single point. 6 points by the defense and the extra point by special teams. Extremely impressive. Fresh 6 minutes on the clock. If you're just tuning in, where the heck have you been? TPCFL Week 16 Buccaneers Seahawks Game of the Week. You want to find out more about the league? TPCFootball.com. This one, a throw over the middle, and it's swatted out of his hands. Wilson 3 for 9. Symptomatic of how they've been playing here today. The completions not particularly effective, and honestly, I've watched a lot of Shane play. That is not something I've seen most often. Carson in the backfield, Wilson directly behind the center. Everyone else on the offensive line, the snap. Looking downfield, rolling out to the left side. Throwing on the run back over the middle, and a beautiful play. Man, they must have practiced that one 100 times. They made it look like smooth silk. That was beautiful. Textbook. The tight end supposed to be running from the right to the left across the middle. Wilson on the run, throwing back over his shoulder to the right. The tight end realizing what's happening, immediately reacting, taking off, and picking up the ball. Beautiful play. Draw play here, trying to rush up the middle, getting through. Some great blocking. There was a cluster, and it dispersed just as he got there. And a great pickup of 7. Moving the ball down to a 2nd and 3. On the 45-yard line, Seattle hasn't had much of an issue on their own side of the field. Where they've seen most of the issue is somewhere between the 30 and the 50-yard line. And I'm not sure why that is thus far, but we're about to find out if that's going to be a pattern that's broken or one that continues on throughout this drive. This time, a handoff out to the right side, not enough blocking, leads to a big hit. 3rd and 6 now after a loss of 3. If you have not dropped a follow or dropped a host, do so now. We do this every single week. We got one more week, and that is playoffs. And let me tell you something. If there's anything more exciting to me than TPCFL, it's TPCFL playoffs. That's where the action's really going to heat up. The best of the best going head-to-head. I'll be there, and I hope you will too. Colbus 1984 with the host. Thank you, brother, so much. Much appreciated, as always. And a big 20-yard pickup sets them to a 1st and 10 and moves them to the 27-yard line now. They're within field goal range, possibly for the first time here tonight. Red Hawk saying cool. love it. Trying to take off to the left side as Wilson. He escapes out of the pocket, and he's hit in the backfield. A loss of 9. 2nd and 19 now. Oh, my goodness. He couldn't get the ball away. This is the 3rd time he's been rushed in this manner. The first time, he wasn't able to at least drop the ball in a forward momentum. Luckily, he didn't drop the ball in backwards momentum. But a loss of 9 is devastating, and it puts him right back into that zone. He doesn't want to be the 36-yard line. Snap here, looking downfield, thrown over the middle. Great coverage. Hands all up in that area. Nothing he could do. The throw was accurate. The defense was just better. 3rd and a mile now, 19 yards needed to keep this drive moving. They could pick up some big yards here and possibly kick a field goal. That's not a bad ending to a play when you're putting points on the board to any drive. 1 in the backfield now. Wilson takes the snap. He's looking downfield, taking off, running out of the right side, stepping forward, throwing, and this one's intercepted. What a great pick there. Weaving through traffic, 1, 2, 3 missed tackles, and he's bodied down at the 33. But a huge interception, and the defense once again putting the kibosh on a beautiful drive. They needed big yardage. They pressed their luck going all the way to the orange line, and they weren't able to make the completion, so instead, Tampa Bay picks it off, runs it back, and now we'll start the drive of their own. This run attempt up the left side of the center. Red Hawk saying that's 2. That's a very good point. That is the 2nd interception here tonight for Tampa. Snap here, dropping back, looking downfield, thrown out to the right side. This one is caught. He's hit immediately, a pickup of 1. Not what they were hoping for, hoping to get a little bit of separation there and just not able to pull through, unfortunately. Third and 9, 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Winston in the shotgun with 1 flanking him on either side. The snap here, looking, waiting at the 25, thrown out to the left. This one's caught. He's hit immediately, but he holds on to the ball. And that's a first down, Tampa Bay, with an 11-yard pickup. And Winston keeps this ball moving forward. This is a big chance to get on the opponent's side of the field. Handoff, trying to get out to the right side and taken down. A loss of 2 on the attempt. 2nd and 12. I really look forward to seeing the stats because I don't think the stats are really going to tell this story. Such a defensive game. I think both the run games have been obscenely unable to do anything here. Absolutely ineffective. Winston now takes the snap from the shotgun, waiting, dropping back even further to the 30. This one thrown over the head of 2 defenders, and it's caught. Are you kidding me? A diving catch picks up 15. He must have thrown it 25 as he kept backing up and backing up. And 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Winston in the shotgun, Willem flanking on either side. We've seen this at least 3 different times here. This drive, the throw over the middle, this one's caught. He's taken down at the 34. Mingo is injured. Seattle is being plagued right now. Barcavius Mingo, left outside linebacker, is 7th year in the league. Broke into the league at the age of 21. Injured now. We'll get you a report on him as soon as we can. Winston now, same formation, takes a snap. Quick throw this time over the middle. This one's swatted out of the air. A great play there. Hit pointer for Mingo. He will not return. Luckily, not one of the worst injuries. 1 to 3 weeks recovery time. He'll be back in time for the playoffs. I got to imagine if he's anywhere close to 80%, by the time playoffs come, he's going to be in the game. Snap now, throw over to the left side. This one's caught, immediately turning and booking it upfield and taken down at the 27. The ball moved down to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. It's a fresh set of downs. Offensive line very strong and trailing off to the right side, 1 in the backfield. And that will end the third. We're there, folks. The final quarter of the game. Quick station identification, tpcfootball.com. Mixer.com/TPC Sports. Same thing right over there on Twitch. Wherever you're watching, you're getting the best of the best. You are getting one heck of a game. Slange will drop in that link in chat if you want to check it out. Highly suggested. Find us where we live, tpcfootball.com, and go ahead, follow us on Twitter at TPCFL. In the meantime, we're going to head back to the action. Tampa Bay with a handoff, trying to get up the right side. Knocked down after a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 now. A lot of love for Keith right now in the chat, and who can blame him? Crafty Dinners, a hero among men. This throw over the middle, Swat not able to hold on. It looked like it's just slipped between his hands. Heads back to the line, shaking his head back to the huddle. And that'll force a 3rd and 9, I think. That was some pretty good defense. The defender was covering him very close. It might have caused a little bit of commotion there, and he couldn't quite hold on to the ball. Tampa now with a snap, dropping back, throwing into the end zone. This one's almost intercepted. It bounces off his hands, off a second set of hands, and over the head of a third, and into the end zone, incomplete. And our first offensive point attempt right now, the field goal attempt. Very deep, and this one is good. What a beautiful kick. 3-7. Seattle still has the lead, but now it's cut to 4. This kickoff right to the edge of the end zone. It's going to be brought back out. There's the 10. There's the 20, the 25. Good choice to bring it out, moving it all the way down to the 29-yard line. Very well done. Baldwin way off to the left. Carson just off to the left. Wilson in the shotgun. Offensive line strong to the right side. Handoff fake. Rolling out to the left side. Stepping forward. Throwing to a wide open receiver. And this one's caught yet again. We've seen this play a couple of times here tonight. This time for big yards. 28 yards. Absolutely huge. More love for Keith going on in the chat. Colbus 1984. Keith is the best export from Newfoundland since Alan Doyle. Of course, Alan Doyle, the musician. What a name drop by Colbus to bring up Great Big C. Speaking of C, Seattle now driving the ball well. The 42-yard line. He takes the snap, dropping back to the 50, the 45, rolling out to the right, stepping forward, and he's taking off. Wilson's taking it himself. And a dangerous run. It always makes me grit my teeth seeing him take off out of the pocket like that. Third and 4 now after the 5-yard run. the 37, I formation, one out wide on either side. The snap, he's looking, a man coming in, he gets the block, taking off to the left side, throwing it way over the head of his receiver. That would have been a first, and then some. But instead, Seattle once again plagued in this 30-yard line between the 30 and the 50. And a blocked kick. This one's picked up by Tampa. Not able to get back to his feet. Some great blocking, a missed tackle, a second missed tackle. He's got all sorts of room. He's going to take this one all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay, and the special teams with a block kick coming up with 6 points. Taking the lead for the first time here tonight. This has been the most atypical game I have seen this season, maybe ever. First the defense scores, then the offense kicks a field goal, then special teams with a blocked field goal, taking it all the way back in for a touchdown. The huge block 6, and the extra point makes it 7. This is a type of excitement you're not going to get anywhere else, folks. This is TPCFL, and a beautiful run back, spinning through the second guy. And another amazing, amazing play. Wow, taking this one out from the 30-yard line now. Shane didn't like what he just saw with the blocked field goal. He thought he was getting 3 points. Instead, he's back now by 3 points, and once again trying to drive on down the field. Wilson from the 25 will take the shotgun snap. Ball spotted at the 30, dropping back now to the 20, taking off to the left side, throwing on the run, and this one's intercepted directly at Tampa. He's got all sorts of room. This may be another pick six, a missed tackle, and it is another touchdown for Tampa Bay, back to back. Oh my goodness, what a play. Quan Alexander, the middle linebacker, with his 5th year in the season, his first pick of the night. And just like that, folks, it went from Tampa being down by 4 to being up by 10. And Seattle will begin a drive again, now needing big points. This one kicked to the edge of the end zone, going to be brought back out again. Getting out towards the sideline, one guy to get past, and he trips him up by the bootstraps, taking out at the 39. Every time Shane is running this one out off of the kickoff, he is bringing it further and further and further, this time to the 39. 3 minutes left in this game. A lot of work to do for Seattle, but let me tell you something. If anybody can make it happen, it's the TPCFL reigning champion, Shane's Gaming. A beautiful spin move. He should have been knocked down behind the line. Instead, picking up 6 and moving the ball all the way down to the 45. 2nd and 4. Such a strong defensive game here today. Tampa Bay's defense has been everything for them. So impressive. And let me tell you something, I do not look forward to the moment I may end up meeting these guys in the playoffs, in the regular season, in a back alley, anywhere in the world. I don't want to be there if that's where Mr. Glass's defense is. Wilson with a great throw over the middle. Hurry up offense after the completion. Moves the ball to the 43-yard line. He's in the danger zone now. The spot that hasn't worked for him here tonight. The snap here. Handoff trying to get out to the left side. Some great blocking. One guy to get past. Spin move pulls him forward but doesn't give him the first. Not able to get past the guy. A pickup of 8 moves the ball to 2nd and 2 now. Hurry up offense. Same formation. Strong offensive line to the left side. 1 to the right. 1 just to the right. This one thrown directly at a defender and almost picked off. That probably should have been an interception, but instead, Seattle is going to be blessed with a 3rd and 2 situation right at the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 2 now, 1:59 left to play here in this game. Trailing by 10, Seattle, they have the ball. They're taking the snap, dropping back, throwing on the bad foot, and this one intercepted again. Ill-advised. It's the 3rd time he's thrown it to the same spot, and it's been intercepted in the same manner this time. Only being taken back to the 37, but folks, if Tampa Bay manages the clock appropriately now, that could be a game ender. We're about to find out. Seattle's defense very strong, though. We'll see how they come back from this one. Handoff attempt going up the middle, move the ball to the 40. A pickup of 4, not bad given the great amount of defense and offense. Just the sheer mass of man standing in the middle of the field there, still managing to pick up 4. Timeout, Seattle stops the clock at 1:44 with 40-yard line. 2nd and 6. The snap here, handoff, getting out to the left side, trying to find that gap, and not able to pick up the first. Picks up 3, cutting what he needs in half. 3rd and 3 now. Seattle calls a timeout, stopping the clock at 1:40. One out wide on either side. 2 in the backfield. Offset from each other. The snap, handoff, trying to get right up the middle. On immediate handoff, and they shook the tackle and took him down. Timeout again for Seattle. And they have forced the 3 and out, taken all 3 timeouts. And I think that was less than 20 seconds. That may have only been 10 seconds that Tampa was able to eat off the clock. Very impressive work by the Seattle defense. And as I say that, the special teams for Tampa punting this ball out at the 4-yard line. Not only does Seattle have only 1:30 to drive down the field, they have no timeouts. They're down by at least 2 different scores, a touchdown and a field goal. And they have to run 96 yards. The snap from in the end zone. Wilson stepping forward, throwing directly at a defender. This one's picked off again. And that has been the name of the game. Seattle now cannot stop the clock. 1:25 left in the game, trailing by 10. Colby calling game there. Anybody who agrees with that, before you head back to your car, drop that follow. Let me tell you something, you're not going to regret it. If you thought this game was even a little exciting, it is only going to get more intense from here. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, a run right up the middle, a beautiful play there. Put 6 more on the board, and as Bama Shocks himself would say, extra point pending. The kick is up, the kick is good. Colbus 1984 making an extremely good point. If you're subscribed to this channel, you're going to get another treat here tomorrow, where Colbus 1984 and the Chicago Bears take on Kiv Style and the Minnesota Vikings. That's December 6th, tomorrow, Friday, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss that game. First and 10 now, a little bit of pride on the line here. 2 out wide on either side, 1 in the backfield. Wilson rolling out to the left side, and he is sacked in the backfield. Not able to get the ball away, which is a huge call out to the defensive play. Not giving Wilson anywhere to throw, because let me tell you something, if there was somebody open, Shane's Gaming would have seen it and would have pulled that trigger. Also able to catch him as he's trying to escape the zone. He's trying to escape the pocket and taking him down before he can get the ball away. Exceptional work by Tampa Bay. The name of the game here today, folks, has been defense. Tampa Bay's especially. The snap, rolling out to the right side. This one bombed way downfield, bobbled, and almost intercepted again. But more importantly, the ball dead on the field. 39 seconds left here in this game. 3rd and 15 for Seattle. No timeouts to speak of. And CenturyLink Field has thinned out significantly. Not a lot of buzz right now. Snap, rolling back, almost into the end zone, throwing while on the run. This one is intercepted. He bubbles it, but catches it and immediately takes off. Some great running and another interception as if they weren't hurting enough. Seattle bombing it downfield while on the run. That play did not work in Shane's favor here today. A handful of successes, a boatload of failures. Handoff, not able to stop the clock. Red Hawk saying Wilson has thrown 6 interceptions. And Slangel suggesting, maybe, just maybe, Tampa Bay and Mr. Glass has figured out Shane. Handoff attempt now running up the middle. That will end the game. 24-7 is your final score. Tampa Bay coming up huge. What a game. The defense is my pick. The whole defense is my pick for player of the game here today. Amazing work. So many interceptions. Wilson making some ill-advised throws, throwing on the run, not able to find open receivers, getting sacked. Some pick sixes, some picks in the end zone. Absolutely huge. Let's take a quick look at the stats here. Third down conversions, my favorite stat, 42% for the winning team. Once again, the team that wins with more third down conversions. Look at that, 6 turnovers, 6 interceptions on Seattle's side. If they had closed that down, Tampa Bay made some mistakes, 3 turnovers. That was 2 interceptions and a fumble. That's huge. And only one time were each of them in the end zone, and only one of them able to convert in that situation. So huge, huge plays, huge game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Head on over to tpcfootball.com. Go ahead and drop a follow. Go ahead and subscribe wherever you're listening. Let me tell you something. We got amazing games coming up. Tomorrow, don't miss Chicago versus Minnesota, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys there. My name's Ben Meter. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you all have an outstanding rest of your night.